All right, I have found an amazing new tool that I have to share with you today. This tool is saving us literally hours and hours a week. It's allowing us to repurpose more of our content, get more eyeballs on our stuff, and it is a game changer for our business. Welcome to the Affiliate Guy podcast. If you want to grow your income, serve your tribe, and enjoy all the benefits of affiliate marketing and having your own affiliates, you're in the right place. Thanks for joining me today. Now let's get started. Hey, what's up? It's Matt, and I had to interrupt this. I've been doing this series where I've been sharing the takeaways from Blackberry Farm. And, I've talked about all these things, like how do you make your customers feel? We talked about trauma and how that might be affecting your business and how we condition our audience and that yes attitude, the privilege to serve. I've got so many more that are coming up. Actually I've already recorded them, but I had to put this one in. There's one coming up about, how you don't have to be the best. It's just really cool. The word of the year. Just so many cool things coming up. I think I ended up doing like 8 episodes of takeaways from Blackberry Farm, and they're just so good, But I wanted to interrupt because I've got this new tool, and I heard about it from my friend Ray Edwards, and it has just completely transformed our business in a really cool way. One of the things that we've struggled with, that we talk a lot with our students about, is how, you want to create more content, and you also want to repurpose that content. And so like this, doing a podcast episode, you do a podcast episode, or you do a video, or you do whatever, and you want that to go to as many places as possible. And typically with a lot of our podcast episodes, I actually record them, not this one. I'm not recording this one as a video right now. With a lot of our podcast episodes, I record them as a video. And then we take that audio and turn it into a podcast. And then some number of months later, we release it as a video. And some number of months later, we then take that and we transcribe it and then rewrite it and format it. Sometimes we'll combine videos, combine audios, whatever the case may be, and we'll create a written blog post, an epic blog post. Because, a 5-6 minute video is great, but that doesn't turn into a lot of words for a blog post. And one of the things that we're trying to do with our blog post is make them more SEO friendly, search engine optimization. So longer is better. And so we'll often combine those things. One of the reasons that we do it that way is we release one video a week plus a Facebook Live. And then we release, as you know, 2, sometimes 3 podcast episodes in a week. And so the reason why we actually release it as a podcast first, even though I recorded a video, is we have more demand for podcasts. We do 2-3 podcast episodes a week, 1 video. So I'm usually in need of podcast content, And so we release it as an audio first, and then we take that, we release it as a video, we release it as a blog post, and that runs about a year cycle or so, maybe as much as 18 months. And then we do podcasts like this where I'm just recording, and this whole Blackberry series, I haven't recorded those as videos because I wanted those to be exclusive to the podcast. I want about half the content on the podcast to be completely exclusive. And so sometimes that's series, like we did our ultimate guide to holiday affiliate promotions. That was a podcast exclusive. Now we put it up on the blog and we added other stuff to it. We added some videos. We added some written content that we'd already published. But the 12 episodes were exclusive to the podcast. And then we'll have stuff that's exclusive to YouTube. And we have stuff that's exclusive to Facebook, our Facebook Lives. So there's, some mixing and matching in there. But ultimately, we need to repurpose a lot of this because we need this stuff to go out in as many locations as possible. And I discovered this tool. Well, I discovered it. Ray Edwards told me about it. It's called Repurpose. And you can find it at mattmcwilliams.com/repurpose. this is literally one of the coolest tools I have seen in forever. When I tell you the price, though, I mean, I looked at the price and I remember I was like, oh my gosh, this sounds so good. And I had the number in my head. I had the number that was like, okay, I have a feeling it's probably going to be like $3.99 a month, but I remember going, if it's under 300, this is a no-brainer. If it's over 300, I got to do some math and make sure, okay, is this going to save us enough money in team time, what we pay our team, that it's worth it? Because clearly I'm not going to pay $500 a month, hypothetically. If it only saves me $300 in team time, that's a $200 loss. That's ridiculous. But then I had to think, okay, what does it save us? Stuff that we're already doing, like we're already taking the Facebook Live, downloading it, and then uploading it, writing a description for YouTube and adding that to YouTube. We're already taking the video and then doing this and then doing this. We're already, taking this and doing this and okay, yeah, it's going to save us time, but is it going to save us enough? So I was like, okay. And I kind of had in my mind, $300 is the limit where I know it's worth it. If it's more than that, I've got to dig in and kind of ask my team, okay, how long does it take you to do this? How long does it take you to do this? But I had a pretty good idea. I got down to the pricing and it was like, we paid for a year. It was like $16.97 a month or $16.87 a month. Listed on the site, it's $20 a month. If you pay for a year, you get basically like 10 months for the price of, 12 months for the price of 10. Yeah, 10 months for the price of 12 would be terrible. And I was just like, you have to be kidding me. So I signed up like that. Like there was no discussion. I was just saying, I'm signing up. It was $199 a year. And I just was literally blown away because let me just give you some examples of what you can do with this. This is like the coolest thing ever. You take your you just connect it and it does it all. You have to do a little bit of setup work. So for this one, for instance, it took us about 8 minutes and then it's good to go permanent, like forever. It'll take your podcast and automatically publish it to YouTube and Facebook. YouTube is like the third biggest search engine in the world. I think it's Google, Amazon, YouTube, Google, YouTube, Amazon. I think it's the second biggest search engine. I'm pretty sure YouTube has more searches than Yahoo and Bing combined. And so they're going to be searching for these things and it's automatically on YouTube. So we did this the other day with a podcast. It was like the first one that I've ever done. Actually, as of this recording, it's one of 2 that we've ever done with. And I took it, turned it into a YouTube video, and within 3 days, we had like 87 views. Now, that doesn't seem like a lot, right? Until you factor in that we have, 150 episodes a year, and that was just within 3 days. And some of these are going to rank well in video search. Some of these are going to do really well. And it does, it's still just audio, but you can design the background image, and it has the little wavelength thing that goes up and down with the sound. It's really cool. It does that. You can do the same thing with Instagram videos. You can publish audio snippets to Twitter. This is automatically, right? It'll take snippets and publish them to Twitter. And then you have a link to listen to more. Or you can do some of this manually if you want to mix it up just a little bit. And as I mentioned earlier, one of the things that we do, this was huge for us. One of the things we do is we take our Facebook Lives and we put them up on YouTube. Well, the process for that, just to give you some perspective, the process for that is we have to download the file. On most internets, that doesn't take that long, but if you've got a little bit slower internet, that could take... Here's the thing. It takes long enough that I could forget that I'm doing it. Let me put it that way. I know with me, here it only takes me about, if I do it, because I've had to do it a few times, it takes about 45 seconds. So not quite long enough. But for Mark, he's out in the middle of nowhere, and he's the one who usually does it, Mark Sieverkrop on our team. It takes like 10 minutes. Well, that's long enough that if he moves on to something else, he'll forget that he did it, and then he won't remember to upload it. And it's like, we want the audio, we want the intro and outro on the Facebook Live, so it's not just the live, There's our typical YouTube intro and outro. So now you have to import that into something like iMovie or Final Cut. You got to, add the intro and outro. That only takes a few minutes, that part. Then you have to export the file, which can take 5 to 30 minutes. And then you have to upload it to YouTube, and then you have to add all the stuff. Well, Repurpose does all that. It's the craziest thing. Like you add an intro and an outro file, it automatically does it all. It's so flipping cool the way it does it. It does transcriptions and stuff. You can, if you want, you can automatically convert your Facebook Lives to a podcast. That's actually one thing I don't want to do. We do publish some of our Facebook Lives as podcasts, as you know. But we'll take an hour Facebook Live, and I'll do an intro and things like that. Add the do 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 do, the music and all that, and then we'll break it up into like 2 or 3 episodes. So I don't want to use that feature, but it's still pretty cool if you do. You can take all your Instagram stuff and publish it to YouTube. You can publish stuff directly from like Google Drive and Dropbox, which if you're working with teams is really, really cool. There's just so many things. I'm trying to think. You video podcasts to YouTube. This is another cool one. You can automatically have it upload your Facebook Lives to any groups or other pages that you manage. So we want to do that. There are some times where we will go live on our page, but we want it to also publish to a group. And while that's only a 6 to 10 times a year thing, it's still helpful. So anyway, Repurpose. It is so flipping cool. It is just awesome. So to be able to get, there's one for just podcasts. It's $12 a month. But the one where you can do up to 5 podcast feeds. I'm looking at the thing here. 5 podcast feeds, Facebook Lives. Convert all of those, repurpose all of those, unlimited everything basically. Auto publishing. The little snippets thing is just the coolest thing, though. Oh my goodness, where you can publish these 30-second snippets to Twitter, and it's just like ongoing. You can have it do it automatically, of course, but then we're going to have somebody go in and just be like, press a couple of buttons and publish that like that. That's something that used to take 10 minutes, and now it takes 30 seconds, which means we're going to do more of it. So I'm just so excited about this. Like, it is the coolest tool, because I know we talk so much about content, and how do you create it and how do you repurpose it. And for $20 a month or less, you can accomplish so much. It's just insane. Like, we're paying, if you take what we would pay a person to do this per month, we're paying Repurpose 50 cents to 75 cents an hour. What it would take somebody to do this manually, we're paying them 50 to 75 cents per hour. The cheapest employee we have by a factor of like 100, Actually, that's not true. By a factor of like 25. It is so cheap. So check them out. MattMcWilliams.com/repurpose. MattMcWilliams.com/repurpose. Go check these guys out. I don't know how this is not like a marketing play. It really isn't. I have no idea how long. It's Hani Moore is the guy's name. I don't even know him. I want to get to know him because his tools are amazing. I don't know how long he's going to keep it at this price. As people like me start talking about it, he's got to raise the prices. So I'm hoping he doesn't for your sake right now. Go check out the pricing. If it's changed already, then get in now, because it's only going to go up even more. It probably hasn't changed within, a few weeks of releasing this. I can promise you he's going to raise the price. If he asks me, what should I do? The first thing I'm going to tell him is raise your prices. You are way undercharging for this. It's just such a cool tool. So go check it out. MattMcWilliams.com/repurpose, and I'll see you in the next episode. Thank you so much for listening today. Remember to check out all of our deep dives into affiliate marketing at theaffiliateguy.tv. And if you have a question, you can ask it at asktheaffiliateguy.com. Who knows? Might end up being featured on this podcast.